Welcome to Rocks for Brains. My name is Lauren. Today, I'm hot and sweaty already because I came out to the Cuesta fire agate mine just outside of Oatman, Arizona, and I've been at it for a little while already because I wanted to talk to the mine owner for a little while, and he was showing me where some of the good fire agates were, and I have already found some. But it's a bit challenging because you do have to chisel away at the rock to find this stuff. But if you are willing to do the work, you get a good reward. So I'm going to show you what I found so far and give you a little clue as to how to find this stuff as well. I've got a nice little pile going. This one was super cool getting out of this crack right here. And it looks like there's a little seam that I can get more of. But even just in the little tailings, there's some nice little botryoidal bubbles. And we'll spray this off so you can see the color on there. That's a really good one. So I'm going to continue to get stuff out of that spot, and hopefully it'll be even more colorful. There's a big honker right there. I don't know if you all can see that, but this right here is gonna be amazing if I can get it out. It's got some colorful banding right in the side there, and I've already taken another couple big chunks out of that hole. This one's amazing. And hopefully, because this was a little vein, I can get that, because that would make an amazing cabochon if it came out whole. So wish me luck on that. This whole area has a lot of volcanic activity, and I think this is a tuff layer. It's a little younger than the other basalt rocks around it, and this is all early to middle Oligocene. So I think it's 18 to 38 million years ago. I think it's about maybe a little over 90 degrees right now. Still pretty nice, there's a good breeze. But it's definitely hotter than what I'm used to. And lots of stuff is blooming, which is really cool, because this is definitely the desert. It looks like there's some little pincushion flowers. I've also seen some ocotillos. There's a whole bunch of yuccas. Those aren't blooming yet, but they're still very green. And some cholla, juniper trees. And keep an eye out for snakes for sure. I'm going to show you where we are digging in that little hole right down there, because the mine claim is here and across the street. But this is a private mine, so if you want to come out here, I'm going to put the information for the claim owner down in the description. You just call him, and it's $30 if you want to surface collect, and then $50 if you want to dig. And he sets you up in this little hole down here. He's got tools that you can rent if you want, and you can get up to a 5-gallon bucket, so I'd say that's a pretty good deal. I haven't encountered any of the wild burros yet, but they're here. This whole area has a bunch of wild burros. It's kind of one of the things that the town of Oatman is known for. And I'll go down there a little bit later. Maybe feed some of the burros. But this little hole here, I guess, has been worked on for a really long time. This mining claim is from the early 1900s, so you know it's still producing. You can see right here, there's some agate, a little seam stuck in the rock here. So in order to get to this, you've got to chip away at all of the overburden. And this is, you know, it does have some fractures in it, but it's pretty solid. So it does take a bit of effort. Got my hammer and chisel, of course, and a rock hammer and a bucket, and my tools are kind of strewn all over the place here. I think I might know why this got left here. Because it's probably not easy to get out.
Yeah. Well, that's where you're going to find the agate, is in the seams between the rocks, you know.
Okay.
And on the rocks. It won't be in the middle of the rocks, but on the rocks. Because it doesn't have any way to get in the middle.
Oh yeah, it's coming loose. So in these rocks, what you want to look for is the cracks, or maybe these darker brown lines that are going through the rock, because that's where you can see that there's been kind of iron oxides. And the way that these agates have formed is where there were void spaces in the basalt, or I think this one, maybe, because Don was saying it was rhyolite, but regardless, the volcanic rocks, when there's a void, then you have water that has minerals suspended in it, in this case silica and iron oxides, and it goes into, the water goes into the void space and deposits those minerals, and over time you get these agates. So if you want the fire, even in the other places where you can mostly just surface collect, you want to look for the brown, the darker brown, to get the fire, because it's the layering of the silica and the iron oxides, and it's a Schiller effect, kind of like when you see mother of pearl and the rainbow effects with that. So it's a refraction of the light through the different layers, and that's how you get the fire. So I'm going to try to get this out. I've been working on it just a little bit already, chipping right here. I don't want to go right in there because it might break the whole thing, but if I can get this chunk off, I can get that out. Well, this one is definitely making me work for it. I've got a bit of the matrix from around it, but looks like it's just this little top piece. So if I can get underneath it and pop it out, that'd be good, but man, that's a workout. Whew. What's cool is I stood up, and right above me are these really pretty, I'm not sure if they're pincushion flowers or something similar to that, but they're really pretty. Got little pink flower beds and little tiny little clusters of flowers on there. Very cool. Well, there it is. I almost lost it down the hole, but picked it up, and it's got some color. I'm not sure if it's going to have a lot of fire in it, but it's definitely got some color on the end there. So that's a good one. I don't know if it was worth all the effort that I put into that, but it's okay. It's still pretty cool, and I'll take it. One thing you definitely don't want to be short on out here is water. I've got 3 liters in my pack, but these things, usually what I do is I fill them up and then I freeze it. And so this is my midday cold water. So this is still ice cold, even though it's not, it doesn't have any ice in it anymore. But when you're out here and it's like 90 degrees with blaring sun, this is a really excellent thing to have. Some of this stuff is very thin, just on the outside of the rock. You can see right here, there's some, but it's hard to tell how deep that goes. Now you might be able to get some of it out, but here's another example. So it's just right there on the surface and it's super thin. But it does look like there's a little pocket right there I can try to pop out. Oh, there's a lot right there actually. But before I do that, I think I'm gonna spend some time in this hole because right back here looks like, oh, I'm blocking the light. Right up here, there's a big chunk with good color. And the mine owner was saying that this was a good little hole that someone was getting stuff out of before. So I'm gonna work on that. Ugh. Gotta squeeze myself in there though. I think got a pretty big chunk right here. Let's see if I can pull it out. Ugh. Nope. Well, a little chunk with some on it. Let's see. Shovel. Oh. Oh yeah. That's got some right there for sure. Nice. I don't know, I'll have to clean that up better, but and I can definitely see that there's some darker colors right there. So we'll take that, and then looks like there's a little bit more right there. So I think I'll keep digging in that little area and see what I can find. All right, well, I'm worn out from using the hammer and chisel, so I'm gonna walk around a little bit and see what I can collect on the surface, because while I've got some pretty good quality pieces, I don't have very much in terms of quantity. So, see what else we can find on the surface. Well, look at all the berries on this juniper tree. I think this is a Utah juniper. Wonder if anything eats these out here. There's some tiny little druzy crystals on this. I'm sure they would disintegrate if I tried to get any off, so I'm not gonna do anything, but that's really pretty. There's some more right there. That rock, actually. I'm trying to decide if I want to take it. I mean, it'd be a nice garden rock, but I gotta haul it out of here. It's kind of big. Let's keep going. Well, I went back down to get my rock hammer, picked up a couple pieces of little stuff, and then this one, which probably doesn't have a whole lot of fire in it, but that's super cool. That's a big honking piece of agate right there. It'll be nice to see what it looks like when it's cleaned off. Happy with that for sure. Alright, I'll make a little circle around here. Try to pick up what I can the next half an hour. Check out this awesome barrel cactus right here. Look at that sucker. That is pretty. Pink and green and yellow on the tips. Cactus are so cool. Well, if I can get that out, that's coming home. Because this looks like it has some underneath. And then there's some little bits right here. Some agate stuck in the rock. Ooh. Ah, and right there, that one was loose. So I think I'm gonna concentrate right here for a minute. See what else I can get out of these. Look at that, it's right there too. Well, check that out, that's awesome. It's got both the crystals and a little botryoidal there. So, picking up trash too along the way. I just spotted this one. That's a nice little find. Again, I don't think it's gonna have a whole lot of fire in it, but it'll probably tumble pretty good. Well, it's got some dark colors on the back. We'll see. All right, I am beat. I'm gonna call it a day here. And I'm gonna go see if I can feed and pet the burros down in Oatman for a little bit. Get me something cold to drink and head home, because I got about a 3.5 hour drive to get back. But I'm gonna show all of the rocks that I found after I cleaned them up, and should be pretty good, because at least that one big one will probably have a lot of fire in it. Thank you all for watching. If you want to come along on the next adventure, hit that subscribe button, and till next time, try to learn something new every day. Bye! Hello. I don't have anything for you. You gotta get out of the road, bud.